So I'm hoping this video brings you guys a lot of value. This setup alone has made me over $50,000. The heat press is elite, man. Essentially, today's video is about how to start a heat press business, or maybe you have a brand that you want to start. I personally think this is the easier way to get started. So the setup that I'm going to show you guys is going to run you around $1,400. This is with the heat press and the cart. You're going to be able to make your own hoodies, t-shirts, sweatpants, really anything that you can think of in terms of printing on. You guys see this t-shirt right here from my brand Reverence. I'll show you guys a few different styles. So you can make just simple t-shirts. You guys can see right here. Printing on hoodies, you can do this all yourself, right? If you want to add a little bit of color, if you have full color, it doesn't stop there. You can also do that as well. Full-blown, beautiful, vivid colors can be done. Now, this is an updated version. I did this back in 2020, and there was a lot of different questions in terms of blanks. What are the transfers? So we're gonna get into all of that. But let's go ahead and start with the heat press first. These things range so much in price. I mean, you can get them from as low as $200 up to, $2,000. This one right here is from Heat Press Nation. This is their signature series. I actually love this heat press. What I like is that it just simply slides out. You can feed your shirt or whatever garment you want, slide it right back in, press down, boom, you have a t-shirt. A lot of people always ask me about the size of the heat press, and to be honest, that really doesn't matter. If you want to get a 15 by 15, if you want to get a 16 by 24, I personally have a 16 by 24 just so if any jobs come in, there's really nothing that's too big that I can't print for people or even myself. The size of the heat press really only comes down to the size of the design that you're going to deal with. If it's not any bigger than 15 by 15, well, then you just get a 15 by 15. Just because the heat press is bigger doesn't mean it's better. The reason I love the heat press is for small businesses, for small brands. There's a lot of times where I don't have 100 orders coming in. I might only have one a day, one a week. So instead of sitting on all this inventory, having to go to print shops and wait weeks, I can literally do it myself. To me, honestly, that's been extremely convenient. I'm not sitting on inventory. If anything, I'm just sitting on a lot of these blanks. And I have tons of transfers, so I can just grab a blank, put a transfer on anything I want. I can be creative with it. If I want to create samples, I just don't have to wait. And that was the biggest thing for me, because when I do releases for my own clothing brand, I'd have to go to a print shop, send them the design, get a sample printed, which was like $100, versus with this heat press, I can make a sample for less than $5 and see how it looks and if it's something that I want to release. As well as if someone's like, hey, I need this printed this weekend, I can get the transfers in, quote them a price, print all the garments, have them come pick it up, and it's really that easy. Now, heat pressing does take a lot of work. You are going to be sweating. It gets hot in the room. But honestly, this as a side hustle, or even, like I said, a small clothing brand, I honestly love it. So I'm going to show you guys really quick how this works and how simple it is. You turn the heat press on, set it to whatever temperature you need, and that's really going to be based on the type of transfer that you're using. This heat press is digital, so you guys can see I hit OK. It lets me set the temperature. Then I can set how many seconds I want, as well as the pressure. That's super important. This one has sure pressure. Heat Press Nation honestly kills it with their technology. Then all you're gonna need is your t-shirt. And this is where the different transfers come in. You know, there's goof proof, there's DTF. We'll talk about that, but I'm just showing you guys how this works real quick. So you load up the t-shirt, we're gonna pre-press it to heat it up. I'm gonna go ahead and lay down the transfer, cover it, and press. Now again, depending on the transfer, you're gonna press it, and then typically for full color transfers, you're gonna have to let them cool for about 15 seconds. Then you can peel it, and then you gotta press it again, and boom, your t-shirt is done. Whether you wanna make 1 or 100 shirts for your brand, or you need to make 50 shirts for a local company near you, I really think this thing pays for itself. Now let's get into how to set up transfers. Now Heat Press Nation has their own super color heat transfers. These are great. Transfer Express is great. I did my last video on Ninja transfers. Their DTF is awesome too. One thing you got to be aware of is the garment that you're printing on. Each one of these sites is going to let you know individually, hey, basically what the specs of the t-shirt should be. This is my favorite. I go with Transfer Express. I've always used them since the beginning, since I started. I love their puff screen printed transfers. Goof Proof has been my go-to. Goof Proof is basically what I use for my brand specifically. And you guys can see it on this page right here, right? It's available in 70 different stock colors. You can pretty much do anything. One thing you do got to be aware of is you do need to have the copyright or the rights to print. What I learned is you can't just print anything. You can't go print a Jordan brand logo or Bugs Bunny. It has to be original artwork only. I'll put links to all these websites down below. But it's this simple. You upload your artwork, right? So we'll go on here. I'm just gonna go to an open save job so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. Here's the money comes frequently and abundantly. Boom. I uploaded it. Make sure the color is black. And you guys can see down here, the size I'm gonna go with is 11 by 14. Quantity 200. And you can see it's gonna cost $306 for 200 sheets. And that's gonna bring my cost to around $1.53 per image. So it's gonna cost me around $3 to $6 for a t-shirt, $2 for the transfers completed shirt. So all in, I'm looking at $8 to make the shirt. And this can be cheaper. The more you order, the less you order. The prices are gonna vary, but that's just to give you guys kind of a gauge. Click next. I'll see how everything looks. I'll review it. You pick your shipping speed, yada, yada, yada. The transfers come to your door. Blam, and then you just get to pressing. The other question that I got from you guys was basically, where do you get blanks? Where do you get blanks? Where do you get blanks? Right now, you could just go to Hobby Lobby. They have Comfort Colors. They have Gildan tees. You could go to Walmart, all online. You can go on Amazon. Look at Gildan, look at All Style, look at Next Level, Bella Canvas, Shaq-Aware, or Los Angeles Apparel. Something along those lines. I think it's Los Angeles Apparel. There's so many places to get blanks. It's unbelievable. And in terms of finding like the shirt that you want or the garment that you want, it really just comes down to trial and error. That's where you have to order the blanks and get them in and, you know, just decide if it's for you, for your brand, or for the company that you're printing for. That's basically just trial and error. Realistically, you get this whole business off the ground for under $1,000 or under $2,000. If you were basically to get my entire setup that I showed you guys today, the heat press, the cart, t-shirts, and the transfers, realistically, it'd probably run you around $2,500. But there is cheaper alternatives. Don't think you gotta buy the best of the best, because you really don't. It's probably more reliable, but there's just so many options out there. And I just wanted to open this door for you guys in case it's something that you've been wanting to do for a while. I really hope this video helped you. If it did, make sure to leave a comment down below and like the video. If you guys have any questions, drop them down below. Huge shout out to Heat Press Nation. I gotta throw in that little shameless plug. If you guys wanna check out my brand Reverence down below and get the Money Comes Frequently and Abundantly, I'll also put that down below in the description. But this is your boy Sneaker Life. I'll catch you guys in the next one.